presidential debate is tonight, and here on KSTV at 6, we're going to give you a full rundown on what that event's going to be looking like.
COVID cases are on the rise in Kent and across Ohio. Health experts are now warning of a possible COVID season. What this means for you, coming up.
In honor of Education Abroad Week at Kent State University, students share their diverse experiences with studying across the world.
And honoring the legacy and life of James Earl Jones, who died yesterday at the age of 93. His extensive portfolio and iconic voice acting. All these stories and more as Kent Stater TV News starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday night newscast.
My name is Sydney Brown. Here at KSTV, we believe in highlighting your community and your stories.
Absolutely. Now, my name is Noah Rowe. Let's start off with a look at what's going on right here in Portage County.
We are joined by our very own Lex Rady, who has the latest numbers on COVID cases here in Kent.
That is right, and she spent the whole day gathering information from health officials to bring it right back to you guys here. Lex, what's been going on?
Well, fall flu season shouldn't come as a surprise, but now some health experts are concerned about the rise of COVID season as case numbers in Kent and across the state of Ohio have increased significantly.
Has seen a noticeable spike in COVID-19 cases over the past few weeks. Health officials are closely monitoring the situation as the numbers continue to fluctuate.
We went from 20 a day last week to about 10 a week currently.
Although numbers have dipped this week, the 10 current cases only reflect tests administered by a health facility. Many at-home tests often go unreported, leaving the true numbers of infections unclear.
But it's not unexpected because we have seen this pattern now many years in a row where cases go up in the fall and then in the winter.
One factor contributing to the rise in case is the influx of students returning to Kent for the fall semester, with record enrollment numbers. In fact, the city's population has nearly doubled.
Well, I know Kent State has done a great job through COVID with installing air cleaning units, ionizers on campus.
While COVID-19 was initially classified as a pandemic, some health experts are shifting their view of it to an endemic virus. This is mainly due to protocols followed, such as vaccinations and keeping up with good hygiene that prevented the spread of COVID-19.
Pay special attention to your hygiene, whether that's cough or sneeze etiquette, and like you say, washing your hands or using alcohol hand rub.
Kent's health officials recommend students to take preventative measures to keep the community and more vulnerable students healthy.
If you are experiencing symptoms of COVID-19, you can schedule an appointment at the DeWeese Health Center on campus or grab one of their free home COVID tests. Reporting for KSTV, this is Lex Rady.
Thanks, Lex. This week, Kent State is celebrating education abroad. Throughout the rest of the week, students can attend a series of study abroad events around campus that may just get you a scoop of gelato. But there's also featured sessions for architecture, design, and fashion students, in addition to opportunities beyond just studying abroad in Europe.
And speaking of studying abroad, we're actually joined tonight by Landry Torres.
That's right. She spoke with students who have traveled the world to continue their studies. Landry, what did you learn?
In honor of Education Abroad Week at Kent State University, students share their diverse experience with studying across the world. Kent State University has over 30,000 students across 8 regional campuses, but it doesn't end here, as students have the opportunity to study all over the world.
It made me kind of relax and realize that life isn't as hectic as it needed to be. Also, just communicating with people, talking with people, I've learned so much that I feel like I would not have ever learned on a college campus.
This isn't an unusual experience for students who study abroad.
I think just going off on your own, I think a lot of people that can't all live around here, I know I do and a lot of my friends do, so it was kind of you're off on your own at college already, but it's kind of a step to actually be on your own for a whole month.
Kent State Study Abroad offers over 200 programs in more than 60 countries for students to study for a week, month, or even a full semester. In Florence, students have a KSU campus to live and learn with other Kent State students.
I didn't think I'd meet people that I got really close to, and we ended up getting really close in a short amount of time.
The program is open to a variety of majors as an opportunity for all students.
I'd definitely do it again. I already want to book my next trip to Italy or wherever else over in Europe. But yeah, I would definitely recommend for other people to do it. I wanted to stay longer. I was sad to leave.
For more information on study abroad events this week, visit Kent's Education Abroad website. For Kent Stater TV, I'm Landry Torres.
Thank you, Landry. Now, be it from crowded dining hall lines or more people in lounge areas, you may have noticed campus has more kids this year. Kent says they've seen an increase in enrollment by over 4,000 students. This has led to overcrowding in the dorms to the point where some students are even sleeping in lounges. The attitude on campus has been pretty mixed when it comes to the growth in attendance. Some love the new vibrant atmosphere, while others are very concerned over overcrowding.
And a local Kent business closed its doors at the end of August. Tree City Feed sold pet food, bird seed, grass, and wildflower seeds, plus poultry and livestock since 2013. Philip Moore brought the local feed store over 2 years ago, but had continued issues with parking spaces for customers and space for deliveries. The nearest local feed store from downtown Kent is now Dussel Farm and Feed Store.
And for some food safety updates, there are concerns over cantaloupes sold in Michigan and Ohio, among some other states. According to the FDA, over 200 whole cases of the fruit were recalled earlier this week. The affected cantaloupes were sold under the brand name of Candy, and there are some worries of salmonella in the fruit. So far, no one has reported any illness related to the fruit, but if you are in doubt, throw those melons out.
Out of Columbus, Ohio Supreme Court Justice Jennifer Brunner will not rescue herself on a redistricting amendment case. In 2021, a law required judicial candidates to have a party affiliation listed alongside their names on the ballots. Brunner claimed violations under the U.S. Constitution and the Ohio Code of Judicial Conduct and sued Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose and Ohio Attorney General David Yost for overseeing this law. However, Brunner maintains impartiality for the current case.
Hello everybody, I'm Tegan Evans, coming at you with the weather. First, let's take a look at the temperatures throughout the state of Ohio. We go up north to Toledo, it is sitting at a warm 84 degrees. And as we move south throughout Ohio, down to Columbus, it is sitting at 84 degrees as well. We move further south to Cincinnati and Athens, where they are both sitting at a warm 86 degrees. Then up in Akron-Canton, it is sitting at a 79 degrees. And then over in the east and Pittsburgh, it is sitting at a warmer 81 degrees. Now moving into the northeast region of Ohio, we have Kent, where we are right now, sitting at a moderate 76 degrees, along with Akron-Canton sitting at a 79 degrees. Then we go up north near the lake, Ashtabula, Sandusky, and Cleveland. Ashtabula is sitting at a moderate 73 degrees, Cleveland 75, and Sandusky a little warmer with 78 degrees. Then we move further south in the northeast region, where we have Youngstown and Akron-Canton both sitting at 79 degrees, Worcester at 82, and Mansfield at 82 degrees. That is all I have for you right now, but I will be back soon with the hourly forecast along with the forecast for the rest of the week.
Its latest slate of iPhones as it debuts something that has never been a part of its company. We tell you what it is and when it will be releasing in stores.
And the Dolphins have issued a statement after body cam footage of Tyreek Hill has surfaced. The punishment that officers involved in the traffic stop are now facing.
brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Brush, 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 brush. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back. You know, from outer space to the very cell phone in your pocket, we have plenty of news stories coming to you from the world of tech.
That's right, and our very own Matt Crawley is in studio with more information on the stories and the matter. Matt, what can you tell us?
Well, guys, I can tell you that new phones are out, will be going up in space, and television history will be being made tonight as we give you the biggest headlines in tech. As we will start with the Starliner spacecraft. It is scheduled to come home tonight, weather permitting. It's an important journey for its maker, Boeing. NASA has yet to certify the craft for human spaceflight. In fact, it won't even allow the test pilots who went up in the craft to come down in it. They're staying behind at the International Space Station. Apple unveiled a host of new offerings for customers Monday, including its latest iterations of the iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods. These latest offerings, including more details on its Apple Intelligence program, are a push by the tech giant to strengthen the company financially and to signal to consumers its heavy investment in artificial intelligence. Most items will be in stores starting on September 20th. And just hours after, arch-rival company Huawei has unveiled what it calls the world's first tri-fold smartphone in a carefully timed Tuesday launch that has generated significant buzz for the Chinese tech giant. The company is currently in the midst of a comeback with the launch of wildly popular models like the Mate 60 Pro and Mate X5. In August, Huawei reported double-digit jumps in both revenue and profit despite U.S. sanctions. And it's a historic night in America as the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris will take place this evening, as it is hosted by ABC News. And because of that, it will be the first presidential debate live streamed on Hulu and Disney Plus. Now, the reason why is because the Walt Disney Company owns all 3 properties. The debate is scheduled to begin at 9 later tonight. That's all we have in the world of tech. I'm Matt Crawley, Kent Stater TV. Cindy?
Thanks, Matt. Tonight's ABC presidential debate will have more regulations. The debate broadcast comes after persistent negotiations between both Trump and Harris campaigns that stalled the event. There was lots of conversation surrounding whether candidates' microphones will be muted when it's not their turn to speak and to keep the conversations on track. Noah?
Yeah, absolutely. More on those microphones. Unlike in previous debates, you may not hear the candidates cut each other off. That's because each candidate's microphone will be muted while the other is speaking. While the microphones are going to be muted, there are going to be some protocols in place to keep the audience informed if anything notable is said on stage. If frequent crosstalks happen, the mics may be turned on, and reporters in the room will be publishing anything significant that is said that folks at home can't hear. This may be the only debate between these presidential hopefuls. And the judge in former President Trump's New York criminal case says he will not sentence Trump until after the 2024 election. This is the second time that sentencing for this case has been pushed back. The judge said part of his reason for pushing the sentencing to late November was to avoid the appearance that the sentencing was intended to influence the November 5th election. Trump's legal team maintains the case should be thrown out entirely, but they are pleased with the sentencing delay.
And Governor Tim Walz is criticizing Republican VP candidate J.D. Vance Georgia shooting comments. After last week's Appalachia school shooting, J.D. Vance called the mass shooting a, quote, fact of life, end quote. Harris's VP pick emphasized both gun control policies and the Democratic support for the LGBTQ+ community as the keynote speaker of the Human Rights Campaign's annual gala.
Again, it's Tegan Evans. Now let's take a look at what we will be seeing the rest of the night, along with the weather for the rest of this week. Starting with tonight at 6 p.m., it will be partly cloudy with a 78-degree warm weather. Then tonight at 9 p.m., the clouds will start to clear and it will lower to a 66 degrees. Then as we go throughout the night, at midnight, it will lower to 60 degrees and the clouds will stay mostly clear throughout the night. With our extended forecast for this week, starting tomorrow, it will be sunny with a high of 84 and a low of 55. Then moving on to Thursday, it will stay sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 59. Then we hit Friday, where clouds will start to appear with a high of 83 and a low of 59. Continuing on with the clouds and the sun, on Saturday and Sunday, it will both be a high of 83 and a low of 60, perfect weather for some football. Then on Monday, it will also be partly sunny with a high of 82 and a low of 59. Then on Tuesday, it will also be a high of 82 and a low of 59, partly sunny. Well, it looks like the weather will be staying in comfortable temperatures for the rest of the week. That's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Tegan. A bridge has collapsed in Vietnam after the country was hit by Typhoon Yagi earlier this week. At least 10 cars and 13 people fell into the Red River. The storm was one of the most powerful ones that Vietnam has experienced in decades. Rescue efforts are still ongoing, but being stalled because of fast currents and blocked roads.
Hitting close to home, even in a galaxy far, far away, award-winning actor James Earl Jones died yesterday, known for his roles and voice as Darth Vader in Star Wars movies and as Mufasa in the Disney animated film The Lion King. Jones' career spanned more than 6 decades. Jones also had many roles on screen appearances, including The Sting and Doctor Strangelove. Jones was 93.
Miami-Dade police have released body cam footage of the Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill's detainment on Sunday. Hill was driving near the stadium ahead of the Dolphins' season opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars when he was pulled over. Hill's agent, Drew Rosnos, said that the player received 2 moving violations. Miami-Dade police said one of the officers involved in the incident has been reassigned to administrative duties while an internal investigation is conducted.
And we had a very hyped up Monday night matchup between the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. Stay tuned to see who came out victorious. By the way, Noah, Rosen.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall, and make a difference. One book can inspire.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Jimmy can't sing,
and Tommy can't dance.
So we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Well, it's been a pretty eventful past few days in the world of sports, Lives of Late. I'm Gage Wellman, and I know you're ready to hear, so let's get down to business. The Kent State men's golf team placed within the top 10 at the Gopher Invitational on Monday. The Flashes finished 7th out of 15 teams, ultimately posting a score of 872. Freshman Ramiro Acevedo, who competed as an individual at the nearby Minnesota Golf Classic, claimed the championship for the Flashes by shooting 3 under par. The Flashes will return to action on Monday in Ontario for the Canadian Collegiate. And, well, we had a pretty hyped-up game between the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers making a return. No Christian McCaffrey as Breece Hall booms it in. Fantasy managers, I know you're happy about that one. Breece Hall showing them who's boss on that clip right there. It was a big touchdown first, putting the Jets up 6-3. Then, in the second quarter, sweep, Deebo Samuel. He goes right into the end zone there. That's a very questionable celebration. Somebody better call Roger Goodell on that one. Then, third quarter, Brock Purdy handing off to Jordan Mason. He pushes his way into the end zone. Touchdown Niners. That would make it a 23-7 ball game. Then, Aaron Rodgers, his first game back since an Achilles tear in 2023. Boom! Right to Allen Lazard. He finds him for 6. That would make it 29-13, excuse me. Then, Jordan Mason buries his way to enemy territory, and that was all she wrote. The Jets could not come back from that, as the Niners would take this one 32-19. The Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox are set for a head-to-head matchup in the South Side. Ben Lively will be towing the slab for the Gardos. Opposite will be Jonathan Cannon for the Palehosers. Cleveland will look to solidify its hold over the American League Central Division with a win against the struggling Chicago squad. The game is set for 7:40 and could help determine the outlook for the AL playoffs. Well, Portage County, that's all I got for you tonight. In the world of sports, my name is Gage Wellman, and as always, till next time.
And SpaceX launched a billionaire into space that is farther than even the Apollo mission. When we come back.
What if you could make an impact? Be the change. Create a legacy. What if you could do it all? Join an organization 96 years in the making and gain experience in a professional work environment with industry-level resources.
Getting started right away as a first-year student allowed me to gain real experience, gain the best of friends, and I got an internship with the Today Show where I got to live in New York.
Showcase and develop your talents as a writer, editor, photographer, fashion editor, filmmaker, journalist, operator, designer. If you can dream it, we can do it. Student media makes an impact on our community, on our students, and on the world. Together we share our voices. Together we leave our mark. Together we are Kent State Student Media.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Race. Love is love.
SpaceX launched a billionaire into orbit today. This is the first private spacewalk and venture further than anyone since NASA's Apollo moonshots. In addition to tech entrepreneur Jared Isaacman, is Scott Petit, a retired U.S. Air Force pilot, and senior SpaceX engineers Anna Menon and Sarah Gillis to make them the 4-person team. The impressive step for space exploration will be the first time private U.S. citizens conduct a spacewalk, but they won't venture away from the capsule.
And you know, Harry Potter fans rejoice. Well, that is of course only if you happen to be between ages 8 and 9. That's because there's an open casting call for the new Harry Potter show ongoing right now. To qualify though, you have to live in the UK or Ireland, and once again be an 8 or 9-year-old child. This casting call is going to be open for the 3 main characters of that iconic fantasy franchise.
That sounds like a great time.
It does. You know, I know that you did some acting as a kid. That would have been perfect for you if you were British.
If I was British,
if you
you're
were
right.
British, but
we won't whip out
not.
the British accent
it's fun.
tonight.
It's fun. But would you go to space?
Would I go to space? You know, if it was like Star Wars, I would.
Interesting. Well, earlier in the show you said you wouldn't.
And so I think
there's been some
scary.
changes. So,
but like, you know, if I was like a Jedi.
Wait, let's rewind real quick. So right now it's too scary to go to space. But if there were lasers and pirates and like death and destruction, that'd be cool. Wow.
I think anyone would agree. Joe agrees.
I don't think anyone would agree. I'd rather go to space now when there's not like lasers and death and destruction. But you know what? Didn't finger you for a Star Wars fan, but we learned more about you every single day. Just like little history. Sydney, I heard that you actually allegedly were a cheerleader. Is that true?
I was a cheerleader, but I don't know if that's relevant tonight. Would you go to space though?
I probably would go to space. Imagine like floating around and stuff.
Okay, for the anti-gravity.
Yeah, if you like floating, and you woo, backflip, woo, another backflip, and then woo, front flip. And then when you think you're done, wait, pause, 1, 2, 3, woo, backflip. And then stop. You think that's done? No, woo, cartwheel in the air.
I'm just speechless. You're quite acrobatic.
I would be in space. Nowadays, I'm not as acrobatic, but unfortunately that is all the time we have tonight, and I'd like to give a special shout out to Sydney's Delta Zeta sisters who tuned in for this broadcast.
And for the latest updates on stories that impact in our community, go to kentwire.com and follow us on social media.
Until next time, this has been Noah Rowe.
And I'm Sydney Brown. Have a great night, Portage County.
Spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll say it.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can